You can make anywhere from $500 monthly to $2,000 monthly working as a Web3 content lead. I mean, if you're someone that have ever written a thread contest, worked as an ambassador for a project, or you have Web3 knowledge and you can write, this is something you can literally do because my younger sister, who is a complete newbie, not so complete, but yeah, just like 4 months into the space, is currently working for a Web3 project as a content lead. In this video, I'm going to break down for you who a content lead is and what they do and how you can find one. And yes, if you just see me on your screen for the first time, I'm Web3 Righteousness, also known as Riri. And on this channel, I help bring $0 opportunities to you, pathways that are very, very profitable for Web3 creators. And I spotlight amazing Web3 projects and everything happening in crypto Twitter. So ensure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn on my post notification not to miss the banger post because trust me, I'm always cooking and I have something up my sleeves. So now let's get into the video. Who is a Web3 content lead and how can you start today? A Web3 content lead is the person responsible for shaping, directing, controlling the narrative of a project across all their platforms. Now, these are not just like writers, they are the ones in charge, they are like the strategists, they are the storytellers, they are the, let's say, communication architects, right? Responsible for making the project vision make sense to the world. So it's not just the person writing; they're responsible for all of this. So want to think of them as like the bridge between like the project, the product, the founder, and the community. So the person responsible to drive the message home. Very content it actually does five key things. Number one, they build the project's narrative. So what they are doing is they define what the project stands for, how it should sound, the story it tells, the market, the emotions it should evoke. Without a narrative, the community doesn't even know what a project stands for or what they are following. So the content lead is the person actually in charge of like building the project's narrative. Number two, they create and oversees the content strategy. Now, this is the part a lot of people are familiar when to come talk about like content leads, right? But yes, it is what it is. They create and oversees the content strategy. The content lead decides, they're the ones deciding like what to post, how often, in what format, and for what purpose. They design the content calendar, approve messaging, and give direction to writers, designers, and community managers. The content lead is the person in charge of this. Number three, they translate the product into simple, attractive messaging. So, yes, they have the white paper, they already know what the founder is building and all of that. The content lead is the one in charge of translating this product into simple and attractive messaging. Because let's be honest, founders they speak tech, okay? That is the only thing they know how to speak. Web3 is a code language. But yes, the content lead is the one that translates that complex technology into like simple language, right? The roadmap, the milestone, they turn it into like storytelling acts, the features, they turn it into like benefits, the utility, they make it a narrative. This is the job of a content lead. And that is why I tell every project I meet, when I say a project without a content lead, I know, and you need a content lead. You need a content lead. Number four is they maintain the brand voice plus consistency. Now I'm going to really explain this to you because a lot of people really think they don't know how to differentiate the job of a brand strategist and the job of a content lead. Now the brand strategist actually should work under the content lead because yes, the content lead is the one to decide. The content lead is the one to decide, right? The recognizable identity. So the what it is on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, websites, the threads and educational content. The community should be able to recognize the project once they see it across all of this platform in 5 seconds. So even though they work with the brand strategies, the content lead is the one, right, to map out all of these things. Number five, and lastly, they drive awareness, engagement, and community activation, which also lets you know that they are directly working with the community manager. So the content lead is the one ensuring that more people hear about the project, existing community members stay active, content aligns with marketing plus product milestones, and of course each post pushes the project forward. So they do this particular one, the fifth one, with the community managers. So in simple terms, before we go into like the how to, the content lead is the person who controls the entire story, that manages the voice and ensures that the world, the community understands and can connect with the project. So they are like the chief communicator and they are the reason the product can even scale. So I'm going to give you 8 steps for you to actually close a gig as a content lead. Now, number one, I need you to know that you are positioning yourself as a narrative owner and not a writer. Because a lot of people, when it comes to like content lead, I see that the only thing they know is like the writing part. A project can literally pay you $300 to like write, maybe, but if you position yourself as a proper content lead, you will get paid nothing less than $2,000 monthly if you take the whole ownership of being a content lead. Your goal is to actually appear as the person who leads the entire communication system. So what you want to do is upgrade your bio and your proof of work, right? Let it be loud there. You can put something like Web3 content lead slash narrative plus strategy. You can add that straight up to your bio. Now, you need a mini case study or portfolio, right? You need a mini case study or portfolio. And the best way to actually go about this, right, is to actually pitch a free trial for a project. Yes, we're going to talk about that towards the end of the video. You want to have in your mini case study, right? 3 to 5 threads that you've also posted from your own accounts that can actually explain complex Web3 concept that you can actually break them down. You want to show content calendars too, right? You want to also show like brand voice guides or various storytelling frameworks that you've used. Now, number two is actually finding projects with narrative problems because they close faster. Now, don't chase all of these hype tokens you see everywhere. You want to look for a good product that has poor communication, a product that has like zero storytelling, a product that you see their posts with inconsistent content, founders who don't know how to like simplify their vision, and there's some projects that their communities are even just like confused because the message is unclear. That is your client. That basically is your client. This is the project, right, that you need to go for ASAP, because such projects don't need writers, they actually need you, someone who can actually come in and own their narrative. Now, the next thing to do is number three is actually to diagnose before you pitch, because this is where you actually win. I would reference you back again to the drip framework, my thread, but a lot of jobbers just like pitch immediately. As a content lead, you need to actually diagnose first before you ever think of shaping a narrative. For example, a good diagnosis is actually going to help you send a message like, hey team, I've reviewed your content and I noticed a few narrative gaps that might be limiting your visibility, right? Plus community activation. If you'd like, I can share a quick 5 points content audit. Yeah, that works, yes. And trust me, this soft speech that I just said, there is no founder that can actually resist this, because it actually feels like a strategic help and not a cold pitch to them. So that is number three. Ensure that you diagnose. You want to diagnose like a consultant and check what is going on. Okay, number four is a very, very important one. Give a mini audit that proves you think like a lead. Okay, so now what that means, let me give you an example structure, right? That I actually sent to someone one time that was asking me. Number one, if you want to give a mini audit for a project, you want to start with narrative clarity. What is missing in their story? Number two, brand voice. Look out for inconsistency plus opportunities. Okay, now number three, content strategy. Look out for their posting gaps and weak areas. These are the things that's actually going to make your mini audits. Then number four, community storytelling, which is very, very important. What the community is not hearing. What kind of content, what kind of narrative is the community missing out for from their project based on what you've seen from their white paper? These are the things you want to put in the mini audits. Then lastly, product simplification. How to translate their features. Look out for what they are building. Look out for their product. Look out for their token. How can you simplify to their audience? Now put all of this in a mini audit. This instantly will separate you from anybody coming to pitch, maybe as a content writer or something like that. Yeah. At this point, the dev or the founder already sees you as a leader, right? Not just a cost, somebody that they want to pay. And number five is very, very important. Move them to a call. Yes, with confidence. Very, very. Now, in the call, use a 3-step lead framework that I'm going to give you now. Number one, let them talk. about their products, understand their tech, goals, and community. When you let them talk, that's the first thing you want to do on the call. Secondly, gently point out where their narrative is breaking. So you want to like gently bring out their problems after they've listed out the product, and you want to emphasize on where there are no clear messages, where their brand voice is actually unrecognized, where their content is not aligned with the roadmap, where their technical explanation is too complex. Now these are the things you want to bring to their attention. Lastly, you want to get into the proposal. Show them how you will fix all of this through a content direction, a brand voice system, a 30 days content plan, strategic storytelling meant for the community. Now, using the founder tune as a guidance is very, very important. And lastly, cross platform messaging. So, you want to also let them know that it is beyond crypto Twitter. You want to bring their voice to other platforms. So, you want to get into like their Telegram, Discord, LinkedIn, even if you want to go into TikTok. This is where they will need to realize that they need a content. In fact, some teams can actually go on a call not knowing what they need, but you can convince them at the end of the day that you know what, we need a content lead. Now this video is already getting too long, so I'm gonna leave this video, the part two, for your first 14 days as a content lead, what you must do, right? And we're going to do that with a project as a case study. So I'm going to go back to end this video with someone that doesn't have a proof of work. So you're going to do this exercise with me. I'm going to do this so I can do the part two of this video. So you can actually look out for a project right now that has these content gaps that we've discussed in the video, right? And you want to pitch to them, right, a free offer. You want to give them a free 14 days offer, okay, that you want to work with and reshaping their. Now forget about the money, just forget about the money. You want to build your proof of work, so that's what you need to do. Because now working as a content lead, a full-time content lead, can earn you anywhere from now $500 monthly is the least for projects that don't have a budget. And but full blown, you're talking about $2,000 monthly. And if you go on job boards right now and search for content leads, go and look out for how much they are being paid. Go and look out for how much they are being paid. So it's something that you want to take your time to build. So we're gonna have a part two, we're gonna have a part three on this video. So leave in the comments any questions that you have. This is just an intro into content lead, what they do and how you can actually start up. But yes, I'm gonna drop the soft speech in this comment that you can use for the free trial, okay, to reach out to project. Remember, go and look out for projects that I've spoken about that have the situation that you can actually pitch to. And don't use my exact soft speech, because a lot of people are going to be using it. Now the soft speech is just a guide. It's just a guide. It's just a guide. I have to check if my mic is still on, because I don't want to act that drama again. But yes, just use the soft speech and pitch. And I'm gonna make another video on auditing your profile as a content lead. So look out for all of these things and let me know what other careers or you guys know. I've worked as a content leader, so I can share all of this to you. I've worked as a growth strategist, I've worked as a brand strategist, I've done I worked as a project manager. So I can go on and on and on. But don't forget that my 4 figures Web3 jobs masterclass is coming in January 2026. And at the time of this video, maybe or maybe not, the form is open. As you might be watching this and the registration is already open, so you can take position for that, where we'll be doing a full class masterclass to actually help you if you want to get satisfied in marketing, content lead, growth strategies, whatever. Every single course you want to think of in this life when it comes to Web3 jobs is going to be covered in that university. It's actually a university, it's actually a school, the Web3 jobs institution. So do want to sign up for the first admission set is going to open from the 10th of December. So if you're watching this video, ensure that you're following me on Twitter, following me on TikTok, following me on YouTube. All of the information is going to be passed there. But anyway, this was a great video. I think that you learned one or two, and just let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see, because I'm actually just starting all of this. And anyway, we'll end it here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.